Test. Yep. It's too loud. All right, let's clap it up now. Shalom, Israel. We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. We are not affiliated with any other Christian organizations, any other, religious institutions, no Muslim mosques. We are not affiliated with anyone else. You understand? If it is not in the ISUPK under command of General Yohana, it is not the truth. You understand? Since 1969, the ISUPK has been bringing out the truth of the Bible. And that truth is that every so-called Black, every so-called Hispanic, and every so-called Native American are the true Jews of the Bible. And that our oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. You understand? And what kills me is it's always it's always easy to see when something tragic happens, and it makes, world news. You understand? Like we don't really get much argument, much pushback from that statement that our oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of, But what happened, we definitely going to talk about what happened in Buffalo, and we're going to talk about, how something like that, it is allowed to happen, and who can we look to for assistance and solutions, when it comes to these types of things happening. You understand? So let me get it, start getting right into the Bible, man. Let me get Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. Got that, Maserati?
What you got?
Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. The ISUPK teaches the Bible, man. And the thing is that this Bible, it's talked about the children of Israel, from the beginning. It is our history. It is our history. It describes what happened to us in the past. It describes, prophetically, what would be happening to us today. And furthermore, it describes what will happen in days to come. You understand? And that's what the truth is. The truth is just the truth. You look at it and it just is what it is. Whether you like it or love it or hate it, it's the truth. Maserati, you got that?
4:6.
Khan.
Khan.
Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 4, verse 6.
Go ahead.
And there shall be a tabernacle.
Salakia. Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. We're going to get it, man. We're going to get it straight. We're going to talk about the condition of Israel. You got that?
Khan.
Go ahead.
Hosea chapter 4, verse 6.
Go ahead.
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Read that again.
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
One more time.
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Our people are destroyed, man. The children of Israel are destroyed because of a lack of knowledge. You understand? And that knowledge is the truth of this Bible. It's the Most High's laws. You understand? Statutes and commandments. It's his expectations. We are destroyed because we lack his knowledge. We've been raised up under some idiot oppressor's idea of, the Most High and his expectations. And we've grown very comfortable with his expectations. We've grown very comfortable with the idea of Christianity and God loving everybody. And we can be how we want to be, and we can be weak and soft and emotional and disgusting and lust-filled and addicted to drugs and have sex with everybody and everything, yeah, that's the knowledge we currently possess in this land under this oppressor. And we have pastors, endorsing it. We have church, the Christian community endorsing the idea of abortions because of, illicit, sexual activity. This is the knowledge that we currently possess. And look at what the result of it is. A people who are destroyed. We are destroyed following after our oppressor and following after our own lusts behind the leadership of some inadequate pastor. And we are destroyed because of it, man. Read that again.
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
We are destroyed for lack of knowledge, man. Our leaders have failed to teach us what the Most High wants us to know and wants us to do. So we fail. Like if there's a basketball team and the coach sucks, the team's gonna suck. You understand? Like you're a product of your leadership. Like we grew up with terrible parents who had terrible parents who had terrible parents. You understand? Following the same doctrines and philosophies of America. And what we got? These things called generational curses. Well, no, it's not a generational curse. It's what you've learned to do. You've learned a failing game plan, and you're comfortable in it. You're comfortable in your failure. You're comfortable in it because you've been taught that, God loves you anyway. In all your failings, keep on failing. God still loves you. When in the ISUPK under command of General Yohana, you're not allowed to fail. You're not allowed to be, to fall short like the Christian church teaches, man. Don't you get that? Like when you're wrong, you're supposed to be told you're wrong. When you're messing up, it is love that corrects you. But it's hatred to tell you to keep on doing whatever you want to do. That's hatred. But that's the behavior that we're accustomed to. That's what we're comfortable with. Just being told we're right, even though we don't. What do you call it? Like in sports, like a participation ribbon, huh? You're terrible at the sport, but you're going to get a ribbon just because you were there. You're shooting the ball in the wrong basket, but you get a ribbon, man. You try. When that's not the Lord's expectation of us, man. His expectation is absolute success. You understand? Especially when it comes to keeping his laws, when it comes to obeying what he says to do. You understand? So again, we're gonna get into this leadership that we follow, man. These pastors that are supposed to be our watchmen, right? They're the ones that are supposed to tell us that we're wrong. They're the ones that are supposed to correct our behavior, to give us counsel and feedback to help us align with what the Most High would expect of us. But do they? Do they tell us about the dangers of a woman not submitting to her husband? Do they warn her about how, go ahead, keep running that mouth? Do they warn her? Oh no. They put the woman above the man. They teach that woman to try to emasculate her man without even trying. Her attempts at emasculating her man come second nature at this point. She doesn't even realize she's doing it. All she's doing is speaking her piece. Huh? That's all she's doing. Don't you want to communicate? Ain't that, hell, that's what's endorsed. Our watchmen should do a better job of teaching women how they should conduct themselves in their relationships so that we don't have families falling apart left and right. The watchmen should tell our sisters that they're not to abort their babies. But now we got this Roe v. Wade stuff going on. where it's, it's debatable. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's up for debate whether or not a woman should kill a child that is growing in her womb. A watchman would tell you it's not up for damn debate. Have that baby. But our watchmen tell us, the Salakia, the so-called watchmen, the so-called pastors tell us, follow your heart. God forgives you and all this other garbage when we utterly fail him. A real watchman would tell you who your enemies are, wouldn't it? Wouldn't they tell you who is out to kill you and to murder you and to hurt you? But instead, we got the Christian pastors telling us that everybody loves everybody. You got to love everybody. Everybody loves you, when it's evident that that's not true. Let's jump right into it, man. Let me get Isaiah chapter 56, verse 9. We're going to hear what, the state of, the Christian church and, the pastors that are supposed to be our watchmen, you understand? And the politicians that are supposed to be our watchmen. We're going to get into it to see what the Bible's got to say about them when it comes to their duty. You got that, Maserati?
Isaiah chapter 56, verse 9.
Go ahead.
All ye beasts of the field.
All ye beasts of the field, man. Go ahead.
Come to devour.
They come to devour all the nations on the planet, man. All the other nations on the planet, they come to devour. Who do they come to devour? The children of Israel, man. They come to devour the children of Israel, all the beasts of the field, all the other nations. They come into our communities, right? With their little, the Afghans with their little corner stores, you understand, with their little, all of their little tobacco products. You understand? You got the Chinese stores selling the cat and dog, right? And we surely got the oppressor that just, Lord, what hasn't he done to the Lord's people? What hasn't he done to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans? They come to devour. Yeah, like imagine not even knowing that there are people who hate you. Imagine being taught that no one hates you, and that all you got to do is just love, love, love. In a world where there are beasts that come to devour you. Like, imagine raising a child and sending them out into the community and telling them not to watch out for cars, not to watch out for, dogs that aren't on the chain. You understand? Like, imagine. But we go out into the world and we're supposed to believe that everybody is just, everybody's just in harmony, which is a lie. Read that again.
All ye beasts of the field.
Go ahead.
Come to devour.
They come to devour, man. Go ahead.
Yea. All ye beasts in the forest.
All ye beasts in the forest, man. They're everywhere. Like everywhere the Lord's children turn, there are enemies, man. We have enemies, despite what your pastor says. Your pastor is terrible at sounding an alarm and looking out for danger and looking out for trouble. He's terrible at it. But in the ISUPK, that is what we are trained to do. And we are trained to, carry out that responsibility with absolute diligence. You understand? Like, we are not allowed to not warn you about danger. We're not allowed to not warn you about trouble, about, things that could hurt you, about behaviors that will kill you. Yeah, we're not allowed to not warn you. You understand? Go ahead. Verse 10.
Verse 10. His watchmen are blind.
His what?
Watchmen are blind.
His watchmen are blind. The people that are supposed to be looking out for the Lord's children are blind. It's as if they can't see. It's as if they can't do the one job that they're supposed to do. Here's what it's saying. They're ill-equipped. You understand? They can't they're not, how do I say it? They're not cut out for it. They don't have the tools that are required to do that job. And the tools that the Christian pastor does not have that is required to be a watchman is the knowledge and the understanding that his children have to obey the Lord and keep his law, statutes, and commandments. That they don't have that tool. If they can't teach you to serve the Most High, then they can't, then there's nothing they can tell you. You understand? They might can tell you how to, the quickest way to lose your man. They teach you that. They could teach you how to kill your baby and to destroy your children and how to, get them molested. Yeah, the Christian church is excellent at teaching that. You understand? But to how to live, how to not be devoured. Oh no, they're terrible at that. The Christian church will teach you there are no beasts in the field that are out there to devour you. Everybody just loves you. Just Jesus. We're going to get into it. Well, I guess we could talk about it and then we'll go into it. Anybody know what happened in Buffalo? Anybody know what happened in Buffalo? If not, I can get that right. Bring you up to speed. Right. So basically, just in a nutshell, I don't want to go into all the gory details, but basically, some 18-year-old oppressor, right, goes into a grocery store in Buffalo. Well, it actually goes before that. He's been planning for months to do some heinous, you understand, attack on the Lord's people, man. On blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. He had been telling people he was going to do it. He had been bragging about it. He was nice and primed to do it. You understand? And then, a few days ago, he actually carried out that whole plan. And he actually had been scoping out the grocery store and drawing little maps and stuff like that, the layout of the store. They said he slept outside the store the day before, like pitched a tent like a homeless person, and was actually, I saw on the news, he was talking to people. You understand? There was a brother that was talking to this dude, about different things and what have you. Long story short, man, he goes and he goes on a shooting spree at this store, man, killing about 10 people. 10 black people, 10 of the Lord's chosen people, man. You understand? And he mows them down with a gun. And typically what they do is they kill themselves after. You understand? They go ahead and kill themselves, or the police will, surely come and shoot someone down. You know what I mean? They just killed 10 people. But this oppressor gets, walked out in handcuffs. And carried safely away to jail. You understand? So we got a situation that's like, and this is a dude. There's so many issues with this, with what happened, right? Because as he's sitting outside of there, and the dude was saying today, one of the dudes he had talked to, he was saying how, he had talked to the dude that, the white dude before, the day before, and they were just chopping it up for real. But he said he felt like the dude was out of place. Like, why are you even here? You know what I'm saying? But it's the kind of thing where if we were keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, that wouldn't been allowed to happen. You understand? Like something like that would not be so easily executed. You understand? Like there's no way that this dude would just be able to just mosey on in there and just get nice and cozy and just very subtly set up shop and then wreck everything. You understand? And we're gonna get these scriptures out the Bible, right? But this is just a prime example of how our watchmen are asleep. All right. The Christian church, to them, this is a surprise. Like the Christian church is in shock. Every time something like this happens, oh my, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, I hate to say it, and we expect this from our oppressor. You understand? Which is why we take Shamar so seriously. You understand? Like, which is why we guard the door, even when this isn't fresh in the news, right? Which that's kind of hard to do. It's damn near every day, but we are always on guard. You understand? Because the Most High taught us to be that way. That's how Christ's disciples were. That's how he taught his disciples to be on guard all the damn time. When they came to capture Christ, to take the Romans came to take him. One of the disciples cut, one of their ears off, man. That is a soldier that is on Shamar, ready for war. You understand? Like that is skilled. That is skill in the art of defense, right? But you won't learn that in the Christian church. You ask Dylan Ruth if that's what they're teaching in the Christian church. Anybody know who Dylan Ruth was? This is another Edomite who came and sat down inside of a black church while they were having prayer and whatnot, and then proceeded to let loose on, I forget how many people he killed, but he got to killing all of them up in there. You understand? And that's because we have not been taught that there are beasts in the field that that aim to devour us. You understand? You still got that, Maserati?
One time.
Go, you take 10 from the top.
From the top. Verse 10, Isaiah 56, verse 10. His watchmen are blind.
Yeah, the Christian church, your pastors, your politicians, they are blind, man. Go ahead.
They are all ignorant.
They are ignorant. They don't have a clue. They don't know what to do to protect the Lord's people, man. They don't know anything about anything that would save lives. All they know is how to hurt and hate and destroy the Lord's people, man. It's like they're the gun. They're the equivalent of, the gun that, what's the boy's name? I forgot. Peyton Gendron. Dude look like Ed Sheeran a little bit. Peyton Gendron. The gun he used is almost the equivalent of the pastors that sit up in these pulpits and teach lies to the Lord's people. You understand? And every lie that comes out of his mouth is like an AR-15 round. You understand? Like it's like it's like a 5.56 or a 2.23. You know what I'm saying? Caliber bullet coming out of a rifle. Every lie that they spit. God loves everybody. Bang. The law is done away with. Bang. You understand? Woman, sisters, you don't have to listen to your man. He ain't better than you. Bang. Eat whatever you want. Shrimp, crab, lobster, and pork. Bang. Listen, this is, our watchmen are the weapon of our oppressor. You understand? Like these pastors and politicians, they're the weapons that are being used against the Israelites. You understand? The Lord's chosen people. And the ISUPK are the real watchmen that are going to say something about it. You understand? We are not blind. We see it. We are not ignorant. We understand it. Keep reading.
They are all dumb dogs.
They are all dumb dogs, man. They're like a dog that keep reading.
They cannot bark.
Yeah, dumb means like almost like a mute. You know what I'm saying? Like you're mute or dumb. It's an old English term for like not being able to speak. They can't even get sound out of their mouth. When in the ISUPK, we are trained to cry aloud and spare not. You understand? All the things that a watchman is supposed to do, we see that the Christian church does not do it. Your pastors do not do it. Your politicians do not do it. But in the ISUPK, we do it. You understand? Go ahead.
Sleeping.
Sleeping. Go ahead.
Lying down.
Lying down. Go ahead.
Loving to slumber.
Loving to slumber. They're just so cozy, man, and comfortable. Like, I'll tell you what, trying to protect the children of the Lord, trying to protect the Most High's favorite people who everybody else is trying to devour. Well, hell, that's hard work, man. I don't know about you, Miles of Rock. That takes some effort. Every Saturday, classes 6-7 nights a week. Phone call, you're on call 24/7. That's hard work, You understand? But it's work that we love to do in the ISUPK, man, because we love our people, because we care about our people, because we realize our people are without real watchmen. Hell, if we don't do it, who will? TD Jakes, Creflo Dollar, the dude that was having a conversation with this Peyton cat the day before, talking to him about damn critical race theory and all of that stuff, Oh man, that's not what real watchmen are about, man. Keep reading.
Verse 11.
Go ahead.
Yea, they are greedy dogs which can never have enough.
Man, these are just greedy dogs. They can never have enough. Keep reading. What do they want?
And they are shepherds that cannot understand.
They cannot understand. Keep reading.
They all look to their own way.
They do what?
Look to their own way.
They all are looking out like that. All right. You're a watchman, right? You're a shepherd. What are you supposed to watch out for? I'm a one. All right, let me be clear. I get what you're saying, but for the sake of class, I'm gonna tighten up the question. Who should they be a shepherd got sheep. Who are they supposed to look over and look out for? I'm gonna stick with you. People. Well, we're talking about a shepherd with cattle, livestock, sheep. Who should they look out for? Sheep. They should be looking out for the sheep. You understand? They are in charge of protecting and caring for the sheep. Read that part again, Maserat.
They all look to their own way.
But these shepherds, instead of looking out for the sheep, who are they looking out for? Aliyah, they're looking out for themselves. You understand? All they care about is themselves. They don't care. The sheep are getting, like, it is a wolf going through the sheep like it's Golden Corral. And the so-called shepherd is just looking out for himself. He just don't want the wolf to get him. You understand? Now, Matt, now, does that sound like the ISUPK? We go out downtown in every city in the world, damn near, right? And teach this hard truth, man, amongst all the enemies. You understand? Going out to reach our people in some tough spots, man, where our oppressor would rather us not be. You understand? But do we look out for ourselves and say, no, man, this is a little too sketchy over there. We're not going to go over there and try to wake our people up. We're not going to go to the trenches and try to, bring our people up out the trenches, man. We don't want to get hurt. We don't want people to, shoot at us or stab us or fight us or yell at us or cuss at us. Is that what we do, Maserat? No, we don't look out for ourselves, man. We go down in them trenches, man. To be a good shepherd, your flock has to be more important than, their safety has to be more important than your safety. You understand? And a pastor, that is not how a pastor operates. You understand? The pastors do not operate like that. They are out there looking out for themselves, which is why their church members starve while they what? Thrive, get fat, eat Ruth's Chris. You understand? They eating steak, lobster, 5-6 nights a week. You understand? While their congregation starves. They live in mansions while their congregations, have holes in the roofs. You know what I'm saying? Damn near homeless. Cupboards bare. Because they look out for themselves. They all look out. They all look to their own way. Go ahead.
Everyone for his gain.
Everyone for his gain. They want their they just trying to get themselves right. They just trying to make their own profit. You understand? That Christianity garbage is a business, man, that specializes in telling destructive lies to the Lord's people, man, so that the pastors can, buy fancy suits, right? And wear fancy, drive fancy cars and live lavishly like our oppressor. Instead of doing the job that they are in the position to do. You understand? So we're gonna get into some of, we see that we see who's doing the job and who's not. You understand? Now let's hear some of what they should be saying. Let me get Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 10. Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 10. Let's see what the Watchmen should be teaching the Lord's people, man, and should be helping them understand. If you're looking out for the safety of the Lord's people, man, what should you be telling them? Let me know when you got it. This is in the Apocrypha in case any of you are over there struggling. Anybody got it? Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 10. You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Let's hear it.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 10.
Go ahead.
Never trust thine enemy.
Wait. Read that again.
Never trust thine enemy.
Read that one more time.
Never trust thine enemy.
Never trust thine enemy, yo. Never trust thine enemy. Why do you think it's saying that? Huh? Why would the Bible say that? Never trust thine enemy. Hallelujah. Yeah, there are people out there that want to hurt you, man. There are people out there that want to kill you, man. There are people out there that want you dead. And it's not surprising. Like, look at how often it happens. Look at history. But we get lulled to sleep, by these fables that are taught by the Christian church, to where we don't think there are any enemies out there. You understand? That we think that everybody is just here on this planet to love the Lord's children, right? Everybody's just supposed to, come on, man. Read that again. What are you reading? Is that a Facebook post or is that the Bible?
This is the Bible.
Read it. What is it? Where are you reading from again?
Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 10.
Go ahead.
Never trust thine enemy.
Sometimes.
Never.
Always.
Never.
Well, what about when, they're smiling?
Never.
What about if they just kind of, they look like every regular oppressor, just, young man, just never trust thine enemy. Go ahead.
For like as iron rusteth.
For what?
For like as iron rusteth,
Just like iron rusts. If you've ever had a car or anything like that that had rust, like anybody know what happens when something rusts? You ever seen rust? What happens with rust? I'm a one.
so like you used to color something and also spreads.
Like, so the color starts to change. What else?
It also spreads.
It spreads, right? Aliyah.
Whatever the rust is on when it gets weaker.
Yeah, whatever that rust is on, it starts to get weaker, right? Good, excellent, excellent. Go ahead. For like as iron rusteth,
So is his wickedness.
so is his what?
Wickedness.
So is his what?
Wickedness.
Whose wickedness? According to the scripture.
The enemy.
Your enemies, right? His wickedness, man. It's like rust, man. It's like rust. I don't know if you ever had a car. One time, the first car I ever got when I was 16, right? Got a car. I don't want to say it was a piece of junk, but you know, damn thing had rust going. It had rust. You understand? And I tried to spray paint the rust. You get what I'm saying? Because my stepfather told me that, you know, that it's not going to pass inspection with that rust, right? So I spray painted it like, yeah, I'll get away with that. Took it to the inspection station, and they were like, yeah, this is not adequate. This is rust. You get what I'm saying? Like, this is. It looks like you spray painted it. It doesn't look like rust. It doesn't look like it's rusted. It looks like it's fine, but it's still rust. You understand? So what has to happen is what I had to do was they had to go. It was on one of my quarter panels, like which is like the little area above the tire in the back of the car. They had to like sand it down and pretty much had to redo a part of the pretty much redo the part that had rust. They had to like replace it with clay. You get what I'm saying? Like they had to replace it with some type of hard clay and then paint it, you know, like that. But they had to cut the rust out. You can't just cover the rust up. You understand? So read this again.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 10.
Go ahead.
Never trust thine enemy.
Never trust thine enemy. Go ahead.
For like as iron rusteth,
For like iron rusteth. Go ahead.
so is his wickedness.
So is his wickedness. So let's hear how this wickedness is like rust. Go ahead.
Verse 11.
Go ahead.
Though he humble himself.
Though he what?
Humble himself.
Though he humble himself, he's your enemy. But guess what? Sometimes he don't come right out and say, I'm your enemy. Sometimes he'll humble himself, man. Sometimes he'll play it real smooth. Sometimes he'll sit there and just have a whole conversation with you, man. And just talk real nice to you. Like, everything's okay, man. I'm just out here just trying to make it. We all trying to make it. Huh? Go ahead.
And go crouching.
And go crouching. You know, he kind of getting low. Like, he's not doing that pompous snobby thing. You know how they do. You know what I'm saying? Where they all nose up in the air like they better than oh no, you're gonna crouch down, right? Act like, no, I'm one of you. I'm just homeless. I'm just out here sleeping in a tent. I'm struggling like you are. Go ahead.
Yet take good heed and
Yet
beware of him.
Take good heed and beware of him. What does it mean by take good heed? Number one?
Caution.
Yeah, caution, man. Take some caution, man. Yeah, he's creeping. He's slow. He seems like one of them. He's a cool white dude, man. He's a cool white dude. Right? Go ahead.
And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass.
Good. Go ahead.
And thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away.
Good. Read that again from yet take good heed.
Yet take good heed and beware of him.
Beware of him. If you take heed, if you still treat him with caution, You understand? If you still treat him like, even though he's, he's trying to act like everything's cool, he's trying to shake hands and, he's telling you, Jesus loves you and all of this nonsense. Yeah, like all of these things that kind of lull you to sleep. If you still are cautious, if you still say to yourself, you know what, that's still my enemy. I know that's my enemy, right? What happens is if you take heed and you take caution and you beware, you watch out, you look out, you keep your head on a swivel. Go ahead.
And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass.
And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass. Like you ever imagine your glasses, right? What happens if they get all smeared and whatnot? What do you got to do? Number one, you got to wipe them off, right? Now imagine how things look if you got a million smudges on your glasses compared to when you wipe them off, right? So you wipe them off and put them on. How do things look? Number one,
Clear.
Everything looks clear, right? You can see clearly. And what is it that you can see? If you stay on your toes, if you keep that in the back of your mind, that is still my enemy. No matter how much stimulus checks he gives, you understand? No matter how many, programs that they so-called put in, to the neighborhood for whatever, filthy reason that they do. You understand? No matter how many so-called rights and rallies that they have, no matter how many of them show up at the Black Lives Matters, events, right? Keep reading.
And thou shalt know.
You shall know. If you keep that in your mind and you just watch long enough, go ahead.
That his rust hath not been altogether wiped away.
That his rust has not been altogether wiped away. It is not. You know how they say, that there is no more racism, right? There's no more racism in America. Racism is a thing of the past. Everybody just gets along now. If you buy that garbage, you're going to become prey. You understand? You will be preyed upon by a beast that is just being humble for a second, just crouching for a minute, right? And you will be taken, man. But the Bible teaches that you are to never trust your enemy. You understand? Let's get some more on this. All right. Let me get Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 5. Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 5. Aliyah.
Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred.
Because what?
Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred.
Because what?
Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred.
Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred. Go ahead.
And hast shed the blood of the children of Israel.
And has shed the blood of the children of Israel. So who is it that has had a perpetual hatred for the children of Israel? Was it Israel? Nah. Maserat?
Oppressor.
Our oppressor, man. You understand? Our oppressor has had a perpetual hatred. What does it mean, perpetual? I know what perpetual means. Any way we can find out what perpetual means? I'm a one.
Never ending or changing.
Read that again.
Never ending or changing.
Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred. You understand? For the children of Israel. That means that their hatred don't change, man. It don't just, damn it, go away because they vote Obama in office. You understand? It don't just go away because, they start, rapping and dancing and stealing our culture. You understand? Because they put our athletes on TV and our entertainers, make millions and trillions of dollars, right? That hatred does not go away. You understand? All right. Let's get some more on it, man. We're gonna do what Watchmen do, yo. We're gonna do what Watchmen do. Let's get Lamentation chapter 4, verse 17. Lamentation chapter 4, verse 17. You got it? Go ahead.
Lamentations chapter 4, verse 17.
Go ahead.
As for us,
Who is us? Who is us?
children of Israel,
Children of Israel. All right. As for the children of Israel, go ahead.
our eyes as yet failed.
Our eyes as yet failed. Go ahead.
For our vain help.
For our vain help. That means the next part. Anybody know what that means? Our eyes as yet failed. For our vain help. All right. Read the next part. It breaks it down.
In our watching.
In our watching, you know what our eyes are doing? What are our eyes doing? Watching. So we watching. Go ahead.
We have watched for a nation.
What are we watching? What are we watching for? Amawan?
A nation.
We're looking for a nation. So that first part, it says, as for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. What are we looking for? Amawan?
For help.
We're looking for help. So, but what do we do? Amawan? What are we doing? We watch. What are we watching for? We're looking to a nation to help us, right? Go ahead.
For a nation that could not save us.
Now read that again.
As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help.
Our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. We are a people who need help, man. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans need help. We would love to stop being mowed down, you understand, by, police officers. You understand? We would love to stop being, having drugs pumped in our communities, man. We would love for our sisters to not be taught to abort their babies. You understand? We would love to be able to, get up off of some of these health conditions that are destroying us. You understand? The heart disease, right? And the diabetes and damn, all the ailments that come with living, lifestyles that are contrary to what the Most High would have us do. We're looking for help. And we look into what? Go ahead. In our watching.
In our watching.
In our watching, go ahead.
We have watched.
We have watched.
For a nation.
For a nation. Who do we look to for help, man? Huh? Where do black people go on Sundays for help? Huh? All of y'all go to church. What do we do every 4 years? Every 4 years, what do we do for help? Amawan? We vote. Huh? Every 2 years, we vote, right? The mayors, the governors, right? The different representatives, the city council members, right? We looking at all these people to help stop police brutality, to stop, you understand, the drug epidemic, right? To try to stop gang violence, to try to stop, you understand, to try to stop, kids failing in school, to try to stop, our brothers and sisters from going to prison disproportionately. You understand? Like we do all these things to stop it, right? To help it. Does it work? Keep reading.
For a nation that could not save us.
A nation that what?
Could not save us.
A nation that what?
Could not save us.
There's no way in hell that anyone on the outside of Israel can fix these issues, man. You understand? Like, we can't look outside of Israel to fix the problems that plague Israel. The only place we can look is to the Most High, man. You understand? That's the only place we could go for help. We can't go to, black people swore Joe Biden was gonna be able to do something. Didn't they? Listen, it don't work like that. A watchman will tell you like that's not gonna work. You understand? And that's you're not getting that from the Christian church. The Christian church ain't telling you that you're barking up the wrong tree. You understand? They're complicit with the nation that cannot help us, because they are them. They envy their oppressor. They adopt, they choose all of our oppressors' ways. There are oppressors' mini-me's. You understand? So following them certainly ain't gonna get it done. Keep reading.
Verse 18. They hunt our steps.
They do what?
They hunt our steps.
They do what?
They hunt our steps.
They hunt our steps. The nation we go to help us, the people that we go to for solutions, you understand? They hunt our steps. They prey on us. You understand? They devour us. They gobble us up. They hunt. They shoot us in the streets. They put their knees on our necks. You understand? It's how can you go to the people that are destroying you for help to stop destroying you? Are the Ukrainians going to the Russians telling them to stop these Russians, you know what I mean, from killing us? Huh? Are they walking up to the armed soldiers and saying, hey, these Russians are trying to shoot us? Doesn't make sense, does it? Well, that's what happens when you don't have watchmen. But you got people who require a watchman, but the watchman, that's their recommendation. Let's just sing some songs and maybe they won't shoot us. Let's march and maybe they won't kill us. Huh? Let's go vote and maybe they won't kill us. Huh? Let's hold a rally and maybe they won't kill us. Keep reading.
That we cannot go in our streets.
You can't go where?
In our streets.
To the grocery store?
In our streets.
What? You can't go anywhere, man. You understand? You can't go to church. Huh? Dylan Roof came up in the church. Am I saying his name right? Dylan Roof? Dylan Roof. You can't even go into church. Listen, man. They hunt our steps, man. We can't go anywhere. You can't even go to damn Tops grocery store. There was one brother going in there. Now, he shouldn't have been. You know what I'm saying? Went there and get a birthday cake for his, 3-year-old son. Yeah, you can't even go get your birthday cake. You know what I'm saying? But our watchman, look, if that brother was taught that you're not supposed to celebrate birthdays, well, hell, maybe his life would been spared. You understand? Maybe he wouldn't have been in that grocery store at that time. But when you don't have a watchman, what can you do? All right. Definitely want to get a couple more scriptures. Because not only do we point out some of the problems, we point out all the damn problems. The problem is we still running around thinking that we don't have an enemy, man. We running around here thinking that shit's sweet and that we don't have to be on guard and alert at all times and prepared for this garbage to happen, man. This garbage is going to continue happening. Maserati.
Man, sir, both of them was took uninjured. As much as we down the streets, both of them was took down with hair on their head harm.
Man, listen, forget about it. Because guess what? They don't hunt their damn steps. You understand? They don't hunt them. We're the hunted in this place, man. No matter how, again, no matter how they might try to, make you think everything is sweet with the fireworks. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, 4th of July, that ain't the next one, but that's always one that grind me a little bit. Like, how I see my brothers and sisters and red, white, and blue flags on 4th of July is freaking beyond me. You understand? Like, oh yeah, we're all happy, man. Proud to be an American. When they hunt our steps, man. Well, the ISUPK teaches that the God of this Bible, wants you to understand you have enemies, man. And the only protection, anybody know the protection against your enemies? Anybody know? Anybody know how to not get gunned down in the store? Anybody know how to not, die of some tragic, horrific, situation? Anybody know? Maserati, you know?
Obey the law, statutes, and commandments.
He's right. Give him a hand. He's right. That's it. Let me get 2 Chronicles chapter 7, verse 14. Actually, there's a more direct one for time's sake. We'll catch that one. Let me get Proverbs 16 and 7. This is the most direct solution to, you understand, dealing with your enemies that the Christian church, your pastor, your so-called watchman does not understand. He does not see this scripture. He does not understand this scripture. There's no way in hell he could teach you this scripture because of the way he conducts himself. Aliyah.
Proverbs chapter 16, verse 7.
Go ahead.
When a man's ways please the Lord.
When what?
When a man's ways please the Lord.
When what?
When a man's ways please the Lord.
When a man's ways please the Lord. What is a man's ways? Amawan?
His actions.
His actions. When a man's actions do what?
Please the Lord.
Please the Lord. Now, what actions would please the Lord? Amawan?
Following the law, statutes, and commandments.
Obeying what he said. So getting high, does that please the Lord? Huh? Aborting your baby, does that please the Lord? Women trying to usurp authority over their husbands, does that please the Lord? Children who are disobedient to their father, does that please the Lord? Eating shrimp, crab, and lobster, does that please the Lord? Loving all the other nations and trying to be just like them, does that please the Lord? Worshiping all the gods that our oppressor worships, does that please the Lord? Well, now ISUPK. Keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, does that please the Lord? Brothers, going to camp, you know what I'm saying? Teaching these classes, being honorable men of the Lord, does that please the Lord? Sisters, being virtuous women, does that please the Lord? Being obedient to your husband, does that please the Lord? Read that again from the top.
When a man's ways please the Lord.
When a man's ways please the Lord, go ahead.
He maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him.
Again.
He maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him.
His what?
His enemy.
His who?
His enemy.
His Dylan Roof.
His enemy.
His what's the other cat name? Peyton.
His enemy.
You understand? Zimmerman.
His enemy.
You understand? Donald Trump.
His enemy.
You understand? Putin.
His enemy.
You understand? Be what?
Be at peace with him.
Gun him down.
Be at peace with him.
Choke him out.
Be at peace with him.
Starve him to death.
Be at peace with him.
Listen, you want to make your enemies not shoot you the hell down? Serve the Lord. You understand? And serving the Lord don't mean you got to kiss their behind either. You understand that? That's what the Christian church will have you think. That if you hold hands with them and join them and become like them and be them and envy them and imitate them, and you know that's how you do it. You understand? But that is not how you protect yourself in a land full of, you understand, beasts that want to devour you. The only way you can do that is to learn how to serve the Lord, man. And the only place you're going to learn that is in the ISUPK under command of General Yohana, under the real and only watchmen of the Lord. You understand? And with that, I'll pass the class off to Preaching Officer Maserat Ya'ala. You know what I'm saying? They're right here, warrior. You need the announcements? That's a lot. That shuffle was crazy. Here you go. They're right here, warrior. I'm you can just stand right there. Get down.
ISUPK security announcements. We are ISUPK under Commander General Yohana. Started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for a brother or sister. When a brother or sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to the brother or sister. There are another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithe, which is commandment, Numbers 18 and 21, Malachi 3, 8 through 10, means tenth in Hebrew, Ma'ashara. 10% of any increase the Lord gives you, give the treasury department or a teacher, priest fund. Free will and offer for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. With that, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the teacher in Israel, Mariam Shabbat, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Ba'asab
Thumb.
All right, Sar, turn to the sisters. Ladies Mariam Shabbat, Barak, Yahweh Hashem
Yahweh Shamar Alatha.
Shah, Salah.
Yahweh Shamar Alatha and Badashem Yahweh Shai.
With that, class dismissed.